weeks ago I was in Ghana, Africa, and I went for a humanitarian type mission trip to do anesthesia for surgeries for people there that couldn't afford to get them done, or they just didn't really have the surgeons, doctors' ability to do these kind of things there. I've been a nurse for probably about 20 years, and 5 years ago I went back and did nursing anesthesia, and so I've been out for 3 years, but it's something I've always wanted to do as a nurse or anesthesia provider. I've always wanted to go do one of these mission trips. They just sound amazing to me, and I thought it would probably be something that would happen even a little bit later in my life than it did, but one of our doctors was going, and he'd slowly been inviting people to come, and they needed one more anesthesia provider, and he asked me, and I said possibly, because I really wanted to go, but I needed to go home and talk to my husband and figure out if he was going to be okay with that. I'd actually had some money set aside that I was hoping to buy something else, but I never felt good about it, and when this came up I thought, that's it, that's what that money is really for. So I jumped on board a little late, but everything worked out. I got my visa in time and got credentialed there, and just things work out when they're supposed to work out. We first got to the airport, and walking out, it was very humid and hot. They'd hired a group to help get us out of the airport with all of our things okay, because they will harass you there and want to take things and confiscate them, and we didn't have that problem because we'd hired some of the local people to help us out. We got in some vans, and our first day we went and saw the temple. That's the first thing we went and saw, which was really neat, and we did a session. You learn clothes, and they still let us come in with our recommends, and they let us rent clothing, and it was an amazing experience. We were a little tired from the plane ride, but it was neat to go on a humanitarian trip with an LDS group because we all had those values. I think I talked to my friend about this the other day. I love everybody. I'm not judging them on their color or their culture or anything like that, but I think it became real as the week went on, how much they were truly, children of our Heavenly Father. And at the end of the week, one of them said to us, "Thank you so much. When are you going to come back? We are so glad you did this for us." At first we were a little hesitant of each other. We didn't know each other. We didn't really know each other's purpose. And at the end we were just such good friends. And I just said, you're my sister. I said, these are, we're brothers and sisters, and we love each other, and that's why we're here. Just throughout the week, we're so busy, and we're not getting a lot of sleep. Most nights we'd get home around 1 or 2 in the morning, and we'd have to get back up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and so it was just kind of a blur. But there were little things all along the way, and by the end of the week and coming home, I was able to reflect on things more. I just feel like it really opened up my heart and opened up my soul to things, and not necessarily just helping other people, but myself too. The other providers that I was there with, not that we had a bad relationship, but some of them, we had different opinions of each other going into it, and that just all changed. We all just were this wonderful group. We all got along. We all loved each other. We loved the people there. Things that we think matter to us in our lives, like my hair. I don't think I ever did my hair when I was there. I know that sounds funny, but I stopped worrying about me and started worrying more about other people. And it's just been nice to kind of bring that back with me. I just feel like I'm so raw and open and caring and more Christ-like through that experience. There were so many experiences. Um, I have a son that's autistic, and when we were at the home, they have like an orphanage home type thing there, and they were talking to us about kids with disabilities, and they had 4 children there, I think, that had disabilities. They had to build them a separate home because in their culture they can't have those kids together with regular kids. They think that the kids have been cursed for some reason, that they're not loved by Heavenly Father, and even their staff, I think, has a little bit of a stigma. They said it's been really hard for them. And one of the little boys that we met, I think it was his story. His mom came home. One day she'd had to go out and work. It's hard there. The parents have to work and it kind of pulls them away from their family, but just to get by. But when she came back, she couldn't find her son, and he was autistic. And she finally found him, and the local medicine man and her husband were burying him alive. And that's just one of the things that it's just such a negative thing. They think these kids have such a real problem, that they have a devil inside of them. And I thought, oh, my son, I love him to death, and I think he blesses our life and other people's. And it was so neat to see these kids, though, that are being loved and taken care of and taken out of those situations, and just to see this different culture.
Yeah.
Some of these kids too, we saw in the hospital that had just disformities and things, and it's kind of the same with them, that they think that there's something wrong with them, and it's not just that their body grew that way, but they think that there's something wrong with their spirit or their soul. And so it's neat to fix them and see the joy in our parents' eyes as they go back to their parents, that this is fixed, and they're relieved because they love their children so much, and they hate that they have this stigma in their society. The first one we did surgery on was a little 2.5-month-old baby, and she had a cleft lip and cleft palate and an umbilical hernia, and they hadn't even named her yet. They would just call her baby Ivy because she was Ivy's baby. And it's almost like the family hadn't accepted her yet because they didn't know what would happen with her. And once we brought her to her mom was just in tears just to see that little face that had been fixed, and that she was hers. I don't know, it was just like that acceptance right then.
Yeah.
There were just a lot of neat things. We were able to do surgery on a missionary too that's native from Ghana and fix his club foot, and he'd have so much faith. His parents weren't members, but they still allowed him to go on a mission, and even with this disability he would go tracting, and he'd been out for, I think they said, about 5 months, and then this opportunity came up, so we got his foot fixed. And the man doing our mission trip just said, what an answer to prayers and faith to go on your mission still and be able to tract with your foot basically upside down and know that Heavenly Father hears prayers. And it was a big surgery. It took 2 days, and we did 4 hours one day and 4 hours the next. So, a lot of neat things, and I think everything happens for a reason. We did a few older people that had total joints, and it was interesting that both of the men that we did were both either a reverend or a pastor, like a preacher, and the woman that we did was a nurse. I think that, there's so many good people out there, and they're blessed for their faith, even if it's a different faith than ours.